And invited guests. Welcome to Pinnacle Seekers Club 1513325. Introduction of guests. Do we have any guests in the house this evening? Toastmaster Derek Garcia Rule.
Madam President, thanks for allowing me to stand and acknowledge my guests that are in the house. Madam President, I have visiting with me this evening a number of Toastmasters. I'd first like to recognize our guest visiting Toastmaster Helen Garcia, who wears my middle name, Helen Garcia.
Welcome.
Madam President, I also have in the room a budding poet, playwright, author. The sky is the limit for this young lady. She has been to our club on numerous occasions, but I have to acknowledge her because she is on our program tonight. I do it all the time, DTM. I'll defer to the good DTM to introduce her. I'll leave it to the good DTM to introduce her. So, I'd also like to recognize visiting Toastmaster, Madam President from Dynamic Persuaders Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Renelle Pierre.
Welcome.
Another dynamic Toastmaster who spends his Tuesday nights in this great room, Toastmaster Trevor Lockhart.
Welcome.
DTM Vanessa Scott.
Welcome.
I see no one else, so I would leave that to other persons to.
Introduction of guests. Well, seeing that nobody wants to claim her, I would like to introduce DTM Antoinette Fox.
Thank you very much, Madam President. I stand to introduce to you, to those who don't know her, but most of you do, my daughter, Ciara Newbold.
Welcome.
I would also like to introduce to you our fellow Toastmaster from Club 7178, Denison Balfour.
Welcome.
And many others, but I'll leave them to you.
Toastmaster Kevin Ferguson.
Thank you, Madam President, for acknowledging me. Since no one wants to vote on DTM Vanessa Scott.
She was already.
I would like to do the same.
All right, introduction of guests. Toastmaster Derek Garcia Rule.
Madam President, I think this may be the last time I would stand up and recognize this individual as a guest to our great club. But he is a prospective, proud, soon to be Pinnacle Seeker. And I speak of none other than Mr. Noel.
Good stuff. Welcome. Introduction of guests. Toastmaster Kevin Ferguson.
I would say the good Toastmaster here at the team. I couldn't remember the name.
James Connolly.
James Connolly.
DTM Antoinette Fox.
Thank you, Madam President. I must be remiss for not mentioning our great Toastmaster, Toastmaster J.C. Sweeting, who's visiting from 7178. I thought he was a hamburger.
Right, late or absent excuses. Are there any late or absent excuses? Toastmaster Kevin Ferguson.
Thank you for acknowledging me, Madam President. After the excuse for Toastmaster Dorico Hawks, late excuse for Toastmaster Gerard Rowan, and late excuse for Toastmaster Bastian.
Alright, late or absent excuses. Toastmaster Adriel Marshall.
Thank you for acknowledging me, Madam President. After excuse for Toastmaster Bertie Williams.
Toastmaster Derek Garcia Rule.
Madam President, latest absent excuse Toastmaster Travis Robinson.
Toastmaster Kevin Ferguson.
Also, late excuse for Toastmaster Dwight Campbell.
Alright. Later absent excuses. Alright, I would now like to call on our raffle seller for this evening. Our raffle seller for this evening is none other than Toastmaster Kevin Ferguson. Let's give him a round of applause.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and invited guests.
Good evening.
Tonight's raffle is 1 for 1, 2 for 3, 3 for 5, 7 for 10. So I would like to ask our good next president to start off Toastmaster Derek Roll with $10.
Oh, I didn't put, you didn't put the Garcia, so
Dr. Garcia Roll.
they said when somebody blesses you, you don't shy away from it. So, recognizing that Toastmasters is a non-profit organization, and the way that we make our money to pay our rent, and especially this great edifice, I will go above and beyond the $10 and start off with 20. And I would like for each and every one of you to come 3/4 of the way with me. Thank you.
All right. Dig deep, dig deep, dig deep. Thank you.
All right, I will now like to call on our acting secretary for this evening, Toastmaster Tevin Ferguson. Let's give him another round of applause.
Good evening once again, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Minutes for Toastmasters meeting held the 1st of May 2019, venue Bahamas Chamber of Commerce, 6:30 p.m. The meeting was called to order at 6:30 p.m., which followed by the singing of the national anthem by DTM Ivan Thompson and prayer by Toastmaster Marshall. Introduction of guests. Toastmaster Chipman introduced her guests, Renika Ryan and Miss Black. Toastmaster Walks introduced her guests, Sonia Lewis and Mr. Mackey. Excuses for late members. Toastmaster Roll, Toastmaster Sweeting, Toastmaster Williams, Toastmaster Roll, Garcia Roll, Gerard Roll, Toastmaster Bastian. Excuses for absent members, there were none. Raffle master for the evening was Toastmaster Dorica Walks. Reading of the previous meeting, there were none. Matters arising from the minutes, there were none. Committee report, communique, there were none. Other business, there were none. Educational program, the theme, Ready to Fat Chairman. Distinguished Toastmaster Ivan Thompson. Table Topics Master was Toastmaster Derek Roll. Lexicologist was Toastmaster Farrington. Word of the night was Buku. Buku? Buku. Speakers were Toastmaster S. Williams. Her manual was Advanced Communicators Bronze. Toastmaster Chipman also was Advanced Communicators Bronze. General Evaluator was Toastmaster Kevin E. Ferguson. Connor was Toastmaster Adeline Lubin. Evaluator of the night was Toastmaster Kevin E. Ferguson. Grammarian was Toastmaster L. Farrington. Timer was Toastmaster Toastmaster Williams.
Rolenthia.
Rolenthia Williams. Speaker of the night was Toastmaster Chipman. Announcement. Toastmaster Derek Roll announced that he was vying for the position of president. Toastmaster Sahira Williams announced that she will be running for the position of vice president of education. Toastmaster Farrington mentioned that he has a governor's suite available for anyone who may be interested in joining him, a conference free of charge next week for four extra bedrooms. Adjournment. Toastmaster Kevin E. Ferguson motion for an adjournment, which was seconded by Toastmaster Marshall. Members in attendance were Toastmaster Adeline Lubin, Toastmaster Derek Roll, Toastmaster Sierra Williams, Toastmaster Ivan Thompson, Toastmaster Chipman, Toastmaster LaShawn Edwards, Toastmaster Marshall, Toastmaster Dorica Walks. Visiting Toastmasters were none. Raffles. There were none. Fines. Raffle sales for $76. Fines. There were none. Here ends the reading of the minutes.
Are there any amendments? Slash corrections to minutes? Toastmaster Derek Garcia Rose.
Thank you for acknowledging me, Madam President. Madam President, it will be mentioned that Toastmaster Valenthia Williams, but the correct pronunciation of the name is Barinthia Williams. There was $10, it was announced that there was no fines, there was $10 in fines. Thank you.
Corrections? 2 minutes. All right, can I have a motion that the minutes be accepted as read?
As amended.
Amended as read, sorry.
Accepted as amended.
Second as amended.
I move that the minutes be accepted as amended.
Second.
All right. It has been moved and second that the minutes be accepted as amended. All in favor, please remain seated. Those opposed, stand. Abstentions to the right of the room. Motion carried. Matters arising from the minutes. Are there any matters arising from the minutes? Committee reports, communique. Toastmaster Derek Garcia Rose.
Madam President, I would like to move that the business session be suspended from committee reports communique up to other business and replace in favor of the educational program and come second after that, please.
I second.
Okay, we have to vote then.
All in, yes. All right. All in favor, please remain seated. Those opposed, stand. Abstentions to the right of the room. Motion carried. All right, we will now move into our educational part of the program. I would now like to call on Toastmaster Derek Garcia Rose as he comes in and start the educational session. Let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you. Madam President, thanks for calling me up so soon. I don't think I was quite ready yet, but here I am. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, I don't know if you could see and feel how excited I am about this evening's program. Poetry at the pinnacle. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, I would have moved hell and high water to get us started tonight, because this is a very exciting, a very enlightening program this evening, where we get to relax, sip some wine, or some water depending on your age grouping, and listen to poetry. Some original pieces, some pieces written by somebody else and presented, but an exciting program nonetheless. But before we get into this evening's proceedings, I'd just like for you to take a look at with me under a glimpse ahead, as we go all the way to the very last Wednesday in this great month of May, May 29th, where we will have our past presidents right here in this very room, sharing with us, carrying the program under the theme, let's do this. Pinnacle Seekers, let's come together, let's do this. Let's talk about how it was back in the day. Let's talk about how it is now, and let's look ahead to how it will be. So I encourage each and every one of you to come on out, May 29th, past President's Night, under the theme, let's do this. But just a week before, if you think every 5 years the Bahamas is in a frenzy over our election campaign, if you think yellow, red, and green rule the day, if you think those shirts, hats, and pom-poms and other paraphernalias are the thing that gets you all excited, you have not seen nothing until you've come to a Pinnacle Seekers election. So I encourage you to come on out, be a part of it. May 29th, May 22nd, election night. Come on out. If you are a pinnacle seeker and you are financial, come on out and vote. If you know a pinnacle seeker who is not financial but should be a part of this, encourage them to pay their dues and come on out and vote. This is an exciting time for pinnacle seekers because May 22nd will set the stage for pinnacle seekers for the next 10 years.
Yes.
So come on out and see what's going on in this great club. Fellow Toastmasters, yes, but before that, you want to know what campaigning is all about. You want to hear what they have to say. Those vying for president, those vying for VPE, those vying for sergeant at arms, how they will impact the future of this great club. Listen to what they have to say. Watch how they act over the next few weeks. Think about what you've seen in them. Judge whether or not they were born to lead. Next week, Wednesday, May 15th, Cancer Society, 6:30 p.m. Come on out and hear from each and every one of our candidates. No, I am not campaigning, but I'm just that excited.
Show me a flyer.
2022, that's for me. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, I want us to jump right into this because this is, for me, as VPE, one such program that makes it the position one that's very fulfilling. Because even though the responsibility is to help your members navigate through the different parts, the different manuals, every so often, learning comes from a different angle. Development comes from a different angle. And such a program like this, where we forget about the manual to a certain extent, but just put on an evening where members and guests can enjoy spoken word, see talents hidden, see talents that are emerging. And this is such a program that does just that. And when I thought about someone to lead this program, I didn't have to go very far. Well, I came into contact with this young man just over a year ago when I was starting my resurgence in the Toastmasters program. And I've watched him grow over this year and a half, some. And to hear him get up and speak just a few weeks ago as he represented his club and his area in the division contest to go on and become victorious, now to go to Fort Lauderdale to represent his division in the international speech competition. And I'm quite certain, I feel it in my bones, that he stands a very good chance of being victorious and moving on to Denver it is? Colorado. Yes, I am very encouraged by this young man. I'm very encouraged by him. And if you don't know him, if you've never seen him before, I am certain that after his chairmanship tonight, you will have his name on the top of your mind in the Toastmasters program for a very, very long time to come. I speak of none other than a finely dressed young man. I would dare to say, and I'm comfortable in my manner to say, handsome young man. A man who carries himself very well. His mother is proud to call him son. Put your hands together with me as I call to the left turn and yield it over to our chairman for this evening, none other than Toastmaster Trevor Edward Albert Lockhart.
Thank you so much for that introduction, Toastmaster Road. Roses are red, violets are blue. It's poetry night, and it's good to see you. You guys look awesome tonight, and I want you to know that's the only poem you're going to hear from me this evening. Now, because all of you are here and you could have been anywhere else, I need you to give yourselves a round of applause. poetry night. Let's give ourselves a round of clips. I think that's more appropriate for the night. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Before I tell you exactly who I am and why I am here, I need our great president to stand up for me, please.
No.
I need you to stick your left hand out if you can. Turn it around, face up, and just make a circular motion within your hand. Just continue to do it. Time, can I get 2 minutes on the clock, if possible? 2 minutes on the clock. Do not stop doing it, okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I am Toastmaster Trevor Lockhart. I am the Sergeant at Arms at Club 7178. I enjoy long walks on the beach.
Okay.
My favorite food is juju, and if I look like the type of person that won't touch your food, you are absolutely incorrect, okay? Now, to make sure that we have a beautiful evening tonight, I would just like to explain to you why I prefer being the chairman of an organization rather than being the sergeant at arms. In our club, I stand up from 6 to 8, and I try my best to get them to be quiet. Never works. I'm here for 5 minutes, and I've already gotten your beautiful president the face ring a round of roses in her hand. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give her a round of applause for being such a great participant. There's power in being the chairman. There's power in being at this lectern. Now, first of all, before we get into it, I'd like to thank everyone from 7178 who came to support me. Both of you, it's so wonderful to see familiar faces this evening.
That's a real joke.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the lineup tonight is definitely stacked. We have 7 vibrant poets tonight, which is a good thing and a bad thing. Which means that you'll be thoroughly entertained, but I don't have as much time to speak to you and make you laugh as I would like to. So let's get this show on the road. Let me call our first presenter to the lectern, and that would be our lexicologist, Toastmaster LaShawn Edwards, who will be presenting the word for today. Let's give her a round of applause.
Good evening, Toastmasters. Good evening, guests. Good evening. My name is Toastmaster LaShawn. Well, I am Toastmaster LaShawn Edwards, and it is my pleasure to be a lexicologist for this evening. The purpose of our lexicologist is to present a new word to the club and basically to encourage you to use it for the remainder of the meeting and also going forward. So I would like to present this word and ask that a Toastmaster or guest please attempt at its pronunciation. Can we all see it? I know someone else wearing glasses. Here we go, Toastmaster Collie. That's how it looks, but it's not exactly how it's pronounced. I almost hear it. Our guest. Toastmaster Marshall?
Antithesis.
Yes! Can we give him a round of applause, please? Correct pronunciation is antithesis. Also very hard for me to pronounce. Way to go, Toastmaster Marshall. Can anyone guess what the definition of this word may mean before I move forward? Considering it does have an anti in front of it. Toastmaster Williams? No, it's not fungus.
Is it a medical term?
No, it's not. It's a literary term in honor of our poetry night. There we go.
To be a contrast, or to be the opposite, or
Yes. Yes. Correct. Can we give? You just said it. It's the opposite. Can we give a round of applause, please, to our chairman? So the definition of the word is a direct opposite. So for example, Cece's temperament is the antithesis of mine. Me being very patient and her being very aggressive. Yes, that's a very positive word. Thank you very much. Would anybody else love to attempt antithesis in a word, please? In a sentence, please? Not all at once. I'd like to give another sentence to explain the word. When Neil Armstrong walked on the moon, it may have been one small step for man, but it was a giant leap for mankind. So antithesis is a way of paralleling two things that have opposite meanings, but obviously can highlight one big context. So it's a very interesting word. Would anybody like to attempt it in a sentence? Thank you.
Thank you. There's a saying that opposites attract. And in truth, my husband's personality is the opposite of mine. Where I am an extrovert, friendly and outgoing, he is an introvert, preferring to stay at home and watch TV. Not really a friendly person, but will interact if he has to. So opposites attract and we complement each other.
Thank you very much. Can we give him a round of applause, please? I'd like to encourage you to use antithesis throughout the remainder of the night. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Let's give another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. So while I was down there, I was busy Googling another example of antithesis. Is that pronounced correctly?
Yeah, that's great.
And my favorite that stood out to me, because I'm wearing red and I'm such a loving person, and it said that love is an ideal thing and marriage is a real thing. Isn't that true? Do you guys believe that? I gotta hear you. Is love a ideal thing and marriage a real? Is there anyone married in the room? Toastmaster JC Sweden, could you stand here, please? Definitely.
Yes.
How long have you been married? Toastmaster Sweden.
I was married October 28, 1962.
Yes.
57 years.
So that's a long time. Before you sit down, before you entered your marriage, do you remember considering it an ideal situation for you? And did it become more real as the years progressed?
That's a good question.
Thank you.
I was 21 years old when I got married, and I was green as a leaf and lost like a duck in storm.
Wow.
Let's give them a round of applause. So coming to the lectern to do something similar to what I just did is our table topics master. And she goes by the name of Vilda Chipman, Toastmaster Vilda Chipman. Let's give her a round of applause.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, good evening.
Good evening.
This evening I will be functioning as your table topics master. And as your table topics master, my role is an easy one. It is to involve all of you in the room. Yes, that's right. All of you who are not prepared to speak tonight, you will have your chance to speak. You will have your chance to think on your feet and answer an impromptu question. With that being said, let's begin. This Sunday will be celebrated as Mother's Day across the world. What would you say is your most rewarding memory as a mother? Toastmaster Adeline Rubin.
Thank you, Madam Table Topics. What is the most rewarding thing as a mother? Well, I have two beautiful kids. I had one, my son, was born in 2009, and my awesome daughter, who was born in 2015. They were the most precious thing God has ever blessed me with. And with that, I would say, if I could do it all over again, because they mold me into the person I am today, and because of them, I push and push on a daily basis. Thank you.
Asking the same question but with a different twist. What are you anticipating most when your bouncing baby arrives? Toastmaster LaShawn Edwards. What are you anticipating the most when your bouncing baby arrives?
Oh my God, thank you so much for that question, Toastmaster Chipman. I am so excited to meet my baby girl. She's due in September. And I think I am most excited to see who she looks like. I don't mind if she takes everything from my husband because I'm obsessed with him. And I'm really excited to see if maybe she looks like him and then has my personality and drives him crazy. Really excited about that. Thank you so much.
Today is being celebrated as Red Cross Day worldwide. How effective do you think the Red Cross Society is here in the Bahamas? And would you join if you're not already a member? Toastmaster J.C. Sweeting.
Thank you very much, Madam Table Toastmaster. Yes, the Red Cross Society is an organization that can be recognized among everyone because they have the puppies. They sell the puppies, you know, to have their organization in honor and honor to the men from the Bahamas who went to war. And the Red Cross is still strong in the Bahamas. Thank you.
Tonight is Poetry Night at the Pinnacle. Recite a 30-second poem that you would give to the love of your life. Toastmaster Garcia Roll.
Thank you very much, Madam Table Toastmaster. When you started about reciting a 30-second poem, I didn't figure you would have been meaning me because I'm very long-winded. Darling, from the day I laid eyes on you, you melted my heart. But like solid turned into liquid, liquid into gas, your love takes me through metamorphosis.
Big words, okay.
I do. Excites me to no end. That antithesis of your love for me is far greater than any hate that I can experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Roll. Carnival is over, but the road fever continues as the district conference is next weekend. What is the one thing that you are looking forward to the most at conference? Toastmaster Lockhart.
So I think I heard that on the tail end, and you would have asked, what am I looking most forward to at conference? Well, there are two things that I'm looking forward to. And I'll save the best for last. But I'm actually looking forward to leaving from conference with a greater understanding of Toastmasters and what it's about, to get an understanding of Toastmasters on an international level. And the second thing that I'm looking forward to them saying, and I don't know how they say it, and I hope they say it the way that we announced Junkanoo results, but I am hoping that they say, in first place, with 587 votes, Toastmaster Trevor Lockhart, the International Speech Competition winner. Yes.
Sorry, Toastmaster Lockhart, but they do not say it that way.
They robbed me already. Wow, they robbed us.
It has been 2 years. 2 years. Some may say long years. Some may say short years. But what do you think about their progress thus far? Toastmaster Indira Sands.
On the table
Toastmasters, but there, I think that you're talking about the government.
Yes, ma'am.
No, I'm reserving judgment on that. I think 2 years is not long enough to see. Some people think it has been long enough, but as Bahamians, we all know that we want things done yesterday. And coming into a situation, you have to see what's going on. And we don't know what they met in place, so we don't know what they can do from what they can't do. They haven't told us everything, which I have a problem with that. Because as GQ public, I want to know. I want to know what's going on with the money. I want to know where it's gone, who has it, where it's going, and who's the possible thief. Okay, that's what I want to know. But 2 years to me, I think the small things could have been done and should be done, so that while you're trying to take care of the bigger things, it looks like you're working. That's what I would have done.
Distinguished Toastmaster, I know that you would have another answer for that question. Distinguished Toastmaster for table topics is limited to 3 minutes. Distinguished Toastmaster.
I'll let you bring up.
Thank you very much, I just wanted to share some very good news. This is the celebratory week. We are leading up to May 10th on Friday. There will be an open house all day at the National Party headquarters where you can meet and greet and mingle with your MPs and the most honorable Prime Minister of the Bahamas. Darrell Miller's show will be broadcast live, and so you can actually Darrell Miller live from F&M headquarters. But I must say, today was a historic day. Just ask the people next door at ZNS. For the first time in the history of any union business, they met an industrial agreement that have ZNS people asking, why this didn't happen before? Come the end of the month, every one of them will be getting $900 lump sum and back pay for 1 whole year. So, they are all happy campers. All money promised to them by the former administration that never materialized. And this great F&M party has made it happen. So I say, the best is yet to come. Thank you very much.
You are here at the Pinnacle on Poetry Night. On this 8th day of May, in this year 2019, what do you enjoy most about visiting Pinnacle Seekers Toastmasters Club's weekly meeting? Toastmaster Connolly. Toastmaster Connolly.
Could you repeat the question?
What do you enjoy most about Pinnacle Seekers Toastmasters Club's weekly meetings?
Why he's coming?
To be honest, I really come to enjoy the meeting as one. Secondly, to look up in Miss Williams' face.
Give us your best slogan or catchphrase as to why we should vote for you as our newest Division I Director. Toastmaster, Distinguished Toastmaster Balfour.
Thank you very much for that question. Due to some restrictions, based on policies, I will keep this limited, but I believe that I have the experience and the drive to improve the current conditions and the standards in Division I and F and take the Toastmasters brand to another level in the Bahamas so that we have the respect returned to that brand where when I joined, and I believe distinguished Toastmaster Antoinette Fox was Assistant District Governor for Education. Toastmasters was something to be admired. I would like for us to develop a bond where we help one another, where clubs interact and we learn from each other. Thank you.
If it is not Toastmasters, it is not fun. So if it's not fun, it is not Toastmasters. Tell us why you would like to join Toastmasters, prospective Toastmaster Noel.
Me personally, to be honest, I'm actually in the process of right now, so being an official member of Pinnacle Secret. To be honest, I want to enhance my speaking ability, my leadership skills, also my listening ability. I have a problem with that, with grace, but as I attend the meeting each and every day, I'm able to learn something new. Thank you so much.
Our last question for this evening. Toastmasters is an awesome program. So what advice would you give to a new Toastmaster or even an existing Toastmaster who is about to run for office in their upcoming elections? DTM Antoinette Fox.
Thank you, Madam Table Topics Master. Madam Table Topics Master, the first thing for any person wishing to run for any position in any organization, but specifically Toastmasters, is you must be committed. Once you are committed to the program and you're committed to people, you will achieve the goals that you set forth. You can't come into this leadership organization with no goals, with no aspirations, and with no feelings to help people. I've been in the program almost 20 years, served as district director twice. I guess I did something good the first time. They called me back, but it was basically because of my commitment to the program and my willingness to always be helpful to those who reach out for help. And that is the next thing. When you become a leader, always get a mentor. I can tell you as area director, distinguished Toastmaster Longley was my mentor. And yes, he's self-appointed himself, but that was great. He was one of my mentors along with Cyprian Gibson. Many of you may not know him, but some of you do. And also when he became district governor, I was his mentor. So the world goes around and mentorship also goes around. So I encourage you to get yourself a mentor. You will never know it all. 20 years later, I'm still learning from people like Toastmaster J.C. Sweeting, who's been in the program. And also 6 DTMs later, I'm still learning because I'm going to get a 7th one in another year.
I need to borrow one of them.
No, they're not for sale.
You've all been great participants this evening. It's been a pleasure serving as your Table Topics Master, Mr. Chair. You can call on me again.
Let's give her another round of applause. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, tonight I learned something new. I learned that poetry is not only rhyming. So if I speak like this, I'm still being poetic. It has a rhythm, it has a flow. However, tonight, because of the inspiration that I got from Table Topics and Toastmaster James Conley, there's someone in the meeting that I always wanted to have a conversation with.
Okay.
And that is Toastmaster Deandra Dossett. Could you please stand up for me, please? So,
it's Wednesday now, not Thursday.
It's the surroundings, I'm getting carried away. Okay, so this particular activity, what's going to go on, since it's a poetry night, I'm going to start a sentence. And it's your job to find a sentence that rhymes with it. And I will do the same, and we'll go back and forth until one of us doesn't have a sentence to say. So are you ready?
Ready.
It must rhyme. We're not going with the flow, we're going with the rhyme. It's a pleasure to be here and not in my bed.
Jamie Foxx is my boyfriend, and it's only in my head.
Now listen to me, woman. You said that and that was really weird.
Well, let me tell you something. You seem like you need to shed.
Now listen, if I come to you and I start to share and someone else speaks to you, I think I'm just going to dance.
Well, obviously you need to join that nice party because they wear red.
We can't do that because obviously we've been misled.
Well, you need to get your facts straight because you know misleading hair. Baby, you need to get it right because we need to go to bed, go back to bed.
Now I see the cameras and I know this is going to be public, but make sure, give me my photo cred.
Photo credit.
I need words, baby, I need words.
That's not a word. Credit.
No, it's photo credit. Credit is not a word.
My photo cred. It's a point.
You lose.
I'll take the loss. Let's give me a round of applause. Thank you very much. I can sleep well tonight knowing that I had that conversation with you. So now, the meat of our program, our first poetic presenter for this evening is a 6th grade student at NCA. And she is about to present a poem on why every child deserves to be happy. Let's give a round of applause to Ciara Newport.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
On this evening, my poem is based on the topic, every child deserves to be happy. Happiness is a state of mind. Every child deserves to be joyful all the time. With laughter, with cheer, and the peace divine, true happiness is what a little child will find. There are many fun places to see. Unfortunately, it all comes with a fee. However, there are places where children can have fun, like on the playground, on the beach, and outside in the sun. No child deserves to be used and mistreated, or else they walk around life feeling defeated. Let us all get together and take a stand, and we will have lots of happy children in this Bahama land.
Amen.
I don't know how, but you can do better than that, baby. Our next poetic presenter to grace this lectern, speaking from the book Black Pages, she's about to present 2 poems for us, and she goes by the name of Toastmaster Renelle Pierre. Let's give her a round of applause.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
Thank you for that warm welcome. It's always great to be in the halls of Pinnacle Seekers. Tonight is very special for me because I am reciting for the first time in a public space poems of my late twin sister, Adele Parks. She wrote a book of poetry when we were 22 years old. It's called Black Pages. And the writing is in silver. So it's very special to me, and I just wanted to represent her and honor her memory. This first poem is called Forest of Originality. So frustrated at this unspoken drama, the trauma of trying to find a creative idea is lost in my head, and instead, a mirage of a dry desert visits my plate. The rate of my thinking stops with a drink. I'm not drinking. And I pray constantly for the creator of creativity and living life to please find me. Lost in this forest of literary artistry that I must dwell in, blinded but guided by a seemingly nothingness, I risk my life to write what I know I should. A five-star play that I doubt that I could. Unless the spirit draws out of me something I know is not there, I dare. To take the chance of feeling in the dark, groping words of trees that are weak at the bark. While birds holler at my frame, a scholar of perfection I claim. And so I put the pen down, unless it is my best, and wonder if in the end it will be worth the stress. When old age and imagination outlast maternity and spirits dissolve at righteous fertility, I await my time to say goodbye to a mind dark of ideas and try to open my eyes to what is plainly there. Perhaps it is too close for me to see, because originality resides inside of me. And artistic measures must first die to be free in order to thrive eternally. I become Lord of the Forest. That's the end of that one. I need the lights turned down for this one. This poem is dedicated to... It's the big one here. If you turn it down, I won't be able to see.
JC made this one. This one is good, right here.
I'm just trying to find a juicy one because I am trying to find a juicy one dedicated to the love that I see. Yes, this is dedicated between the love I see between Sahira, right? Right? Sahira
That's a poem within itself.
Okay, there we go. This one is called Deductive Reasoning. It's my world, my life, my tears, he's nice. Your body, my heart, your temple torn apart. It's his eyes, my truth, my lies, his youth. His pain, my talk, his speech, my gain. It's her smile, his way, she likes him, don't say. It's the truth, my cries, but his love never dies. It's his book, my hand, his pen, my plan. He's your friend, my love, your son, my end. At this time, I would like to... At this time, I would like to call up Ciara Newbold, the student, in order to present her with a copy of Black Pages book. And it's a real honor to do this because before my sister and I got married, we spent a lot of nights with her just writing poems, stories, and I know that writing is a hard discipline. So when you find a writer, you really have to cherish them because writing is not an easy job. And so I pray that your journey goes well. I pray that you continue to do excellent and that you don't be afraid to write your own story.
Yes, sir.
We gotta get one.
Good night, Sean.
That's the 20 years right there.
Thank you. I have an R.
Let's give her another rousing round of applause. Our next presenter to grace the lectern will be singing a poem that we all know. And the title of the poem is Phenomenal Woman. Join me as we welcome to the lectern Toastmaster Garcia. Let's give her a round of applause.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Good evening. My name is Helen Garcia. I am reciting a poem by the late Maya Angelou.
And I chose this one because it resembles who I am. Many people wonder where my secret lies. I am not as cute or built to suit like a fashion model. When I start to tell them what they think, I am not, sorry, I'm nervous.
That's okay.
When I start to tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say it's in the reach of my arms, the span of my lips. It's in the stride of my steps, the curl of my hips. I am a woman, phenomenally. I walk into a room just as cool as you please. And man, all stand, or they fall to their knees. They swarm around me, a hive of bees. I say, it's the fire in my eyes, the flash of my teeth, the swing of my arms, the joy of my feet. I am a woman, phenomenally. Men themselves have wondered what they see in me. They say they try so hard, but they still can't see. They can never touch my inner mystery. When I try to show them, they say they still can't see. I say it's in the arch of my back, and it's in my smile, the stride of my breast, the grace of my style. I am a woman, phenomenally. Now you understand just why my head is not bowed. I don't shout or jump about or have to act real loud. When you see me passing, it should make you very proud. I say it's in the click of my heels, the bend of my hair, the palms of my hands, the needs for my care, because I am a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman. That's my mother, your mother, my grandmother, your grandmother, your great-grandmother, your great-great-grandmother, and great-great-grandmothers, and yours, and yours, and yours. Phenomenal woman. That's me. Thank
you. Let's give a phenomenal round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. She's a phenomenal woman, phenomenally. Come on, guys, you can do. Let's flip let's flip the roof off of the Cancer Society. Ladies and gentlemen, smack dab in the middle of the beautiful ladies is a gentleman. I'm sure he loves being in the middle of these beautiful presenters. Coming to present two original pieces from the book Black Angel. Let's give a rousing round of applause for Toastmaster Troy Strawn. Let's keep it coming. Yo, 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 yo. Represent you in the middle now.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
The first poem that I'm going to recite is called Keep Your Love.
Come down.
You say you love me. Take this off now, guys. You say you love me. Keep that love, because that's a load of it. Because if you really love me, I would have seen it from where I sit. Don't tell me you love me and then in an instant walk away, because true love is unconditional, selfless, and never fades away. If all that I dreamed and schemed was about you, then why am I sitting here all alone? Because you said we were through. In my mind, creation could not have been complete until the Master made you. But now I know some imperfections are the devil's handiwork because you are living proof. You are my universe, solar system, and galaxy all wrapped in one. I long for the day when you could have bear me a daughter or son. I am glad that we never made it to our happily ever after, because to have you as my wife would have been such a disaster. Ouch, ouch. Don't tell me you love me and an instant walk away. Do you think you can return because you have some sweet words to say? I would have gladly paid any price to have you as my wife. Never thought in a million years that price would have been strife. If Cupid ever dared point his infected arrow towards me, my black butt would be the last thing that naked angel ever see. My 45 would ensure that when he looks at me with fear, because love definitely is not an emotion I'd wish to share. So keep your love. It's too fickle and could never bring tranquility, because love you and F you seems to be the same word to me.
Well. Fine.
You're in the middle of that.
Now this one is entitled, Where Is My Love? The fleeting whisper of the willow falls on deaf ears as the hunter no longer gathers his bounty. There is no more harvest for him to reap, so he no longer searches for his prized game as the forest is now barren. Only divine providence can restore a once majestic forest to its former glory and restore the confidence of the hunter. So the hunter kneels down and sent praise to his creator in hopes that he would be listened to. However, there was no sign that someone was listening. There's no single signal from Mother Nature that she has been given permission to produce seed. Instead, the last bit of green has now gone. The leaves have withered and died. The current that once flowed through the river no longer exists. The birds' songs has long faded away in the distance as they sought new refuge. The hunter cries as he realizes he and his family will soon die with no harvest. How could he be so stupid not to have seen the signs? Daily he was reminded, with every harvest must be followed with seed time and planting. He took all the field and never gave anything back. He falls to his knees in shame as he realizes how selfish he has been. Then a single tear drops from his eye and touches the ground, followed by another and another one. Then, out of nowhere, drop. Then another drop. Then another drop. Then another drop of water falls on the ground, but it's not his tears. It seems the Creator has opened the windows of heaven once again and reaped seeds that were deeply rooted into the ground. Mother Nature was allowed to produce more fruit, and a once bleak future for the hunter no longer exists. Once again, the sound of the lark begins to fill the forest, and again the prize game has returned to be hunted. The hunter now realizes he has taken the source of his abundance for granted. never once stopping to give thanks for the gifts of Mother Nature, never once sowing into the very field that allowed him to live. So from that day to his final breath, he vowed always to show gratitude for the gifts bestowed to him by his Creator, and to always sow into that which sustains him. Mr. Chairman.
Let's give him another round of applause. Toastmaster Connolly, be sure to check Toastmaster Troy Strawn for that poem. It's going to change your life, definitely. Get some pointers. Our next presenter is an experienced poet. I've heard her deliver poems on numerous occasions. I was blown away by her delivery, by her ability to capture the audience. She's coming to the lectern to present original pieces. Let's give a rousing round of applause for Toastmaster Gabriella Collins.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. I am not an experienced poet. I don't know where this mind is before. I don't know where So, I brought 3 poems for you all tonight. I think that I will only do 2. If you guys don't mind, one is a bit suggestive.
We don't mind.
Yeah. So, it was kind of timely. Yeah. Okay. The first one that I have for you guys is called I Ain't the One, which ties in with the theme. I ain't the one to add up my problems. With the chips stacked against me, I'm more a fan of subtracting my struggles, dividing them by my sorrows, and making them denominators, better yet, non-factors to my life's equations. I ain't the one to play with, to lay with, to think that you can stay with if your money is tight. If you ain't treating me right, I am not the one. To categorize as uneducated because I choose to use dialect instead of proper verbatim for me. Colloquialism is a choice and not a way of life. Don't let that go over your heads like, I don't know where my apostrophe should fall, acting like my ball is in your court. Well, it is not. And I always win my home games. You see, I have that much more to prove because a prophet is never respected in his homeland, and I refuse to be crucified by your inability to believe. You see, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, and so can you. All things except run game on me. As a skilled player, I know your moves before you make them. Sorry. As a skilled player, I know your moves before you make them, and you simply cannot outskill me, outwin me, defeat me. I am undefeatable. I ain't the one that you can sway. I've never been a fan of playgrounds or playing around. I will slide right out of your life because if you see what I saw, then you would believe in premonitions. I've always been on a mission, past envisioned. I've forgiven everyone that thought that standing in my way was a good decision. I am not the one. Okay, I guess you could get the light. Yes.
Even the socks, though, you know.
Actually, you could do that. She's going to do that.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Yeah.
I feel the vibe.
I don't have a mic, so I have a few sounds that I will make. Not weird sounds.
My hands will be here.
The This one is called Rhetorical Questions. Can I be the solution to whatever problem you may face in a world ruled by science where spiritual dominance tries to take its place? And can I erase every shadow of doubt painted behind your ankles when you walk? Can I be the reason for the sparkle in your left eye when you blink, exposing your dilated pupils to the world's harsh light when you see? You see, I don't think that I ask for much, but if I do, maybe you can help me see things your way, and maybe if you saw me walking your way then, you'd see only me coming for you. Can I be the strength in your backbone when it feels paper thin, resulting in your legs caving in like you do mine by diving in? Can I be the reason you love? Be the reason you love to love me, baby? Because what you do to me, mind, body, and soul aroused by your erected appendage whose sole priority lies within my pleasure and your pleasure found, the wetter my treasure. Lubricating the pistons encapsulated within my thinking space to somehow get this engine revving again. Just tell me that I can be the reason that your eyes don't roll anywhere else but to the back of your head, and that their fixation lies on my existential being. You blow the cobwebs off like an old book ready to be met by new eyes, willing to succumb to the needs of every individual, willing to embark on this journey. Can I take you on a wild roller coaster ride, met with dips as deep as the arches in my words, as I contort my language so that you can firmly grasp my ideas as I throw them back for you, hoping that you feel every crease and crevice, every wall seemingly drawn up for your physical, your viewing pleasure, while you eat my words up like you've intellectually starved for months. You pick up a page and slam one onto the next, allowing me to feel myself in ways unimaginable as your mind ejaculates to the thoughts presented on this beige platter for you. A platter that you'd wish were a little less beige and a little more pink, because the inculcation has stirred up a subtle fascination, and thoughts like if it were real haunt your imagination, building up frustration. So without hesitation, you think of me. A mind-numbing dissertation worth a summa cum laude certification. Can I quench your dry mouth with the moisture surrounding these pretty pink pearls so tightly wrapped around my neck by the strength protruding from your being, just enough to dampen your tongue in anticipation for the waterfall that awaits you on the next page? Tell me, is it okay if I flip over your ginormous diction, if I trip over not just your physical but mental depictions, laces untied, self-infliction, condomless caution, constantly falling for you? Thank you.
Excuse me.
We need a round of water. Let's give her a round of applause. I got a whole monologue prepared, but that's out the window now. So, I've never been so nervous in my life.
All is right into the wedding.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the next presenter to bless our stage with the topic Late Night Rendezvous, obviously inspired by myself, is Toastmaster Deandra Dorset. Let's give her a round of applause.
Energy.
Maybe for coffee, I just want
Sitting on my bed with my mind far away, thinking about you and how you should stay. We were walking hand in hand under the moonlit skies, behind such beautiful eyes. I wonder what lies. As the cool sea breeze just blew through my hair, we sat on the sand as you whispered in my ear, telling me how you love me and how I complete you. Rainy days to sunshine, all things are now new. While your tongue caressed my neck with such nice warm strokes, I knew we were no longer playing or making silly jokes. Through my hair, your fingers ran as your tongue went lower and lower while we laid in the sand. Your hand caressed my body slowly but surely, making my body respond in the way that you want me. As you entered my palace with such great care, my eyes just glistened with both passion and fear. It was amazing how you took your time just going at my pace. We made wonderful music as sweat sauntered down your face. Holding me ever so close while our lips introduced themselves, I could still hear the sounds of those sweet royal bells. After our lips released yours, I had nothing to say. I was left speechless. You took my breath away. If only this evening could stay, could remain. It was so unfortunate when I found out it was only a dream. Jeff?
Toastmaster Dorset, you had me at hello. Let's give her a round of applause.
That's a dream.
Our final presenter this evening is going to present, I think, 3 original pieces. All original. All of our original pieces. Join me as I give her a round of applause. Distinguished Toastmaster Scott.
Thank you very much, fellow Toastmasters. The interesting thing about tonight, no, I need those right. The interesting thing about tonight is we've heard so many different forms of poetry. Okay, there's short verse, there's prose, there's odes, and we heard quite a bit of odes. My poetry, the ones that I'm about to present, will be published in a book later this year entitled Echoes of the Heart. I'm already published in 5 international anthologies. And all of these are short poems because when I first started writing poems of this sort, I was inspired by Blue Mountain. Everybody know about Blue Mountain? Yeah. So when you hear these, you just picture a Blue Mountain card, okay? The first poem I will read is called Glowing Embers. Holding on to life's promise of better days to come. Holding on to a strengthened faith that Cupid's arrow will hit its mark. Holding on, holding on. Listening for the swallow's song of new hope, new beginnings. Listening for the gentle whisper of the crisp summer breeze. Listening, listening. Looking for the strong hand to gently guide me through. Looking for the quiet warmth of a love, sincere and true. Looking, looking. Holding on, listening, looking for what seems like infinity until you came along. With a flame so hot and fierce, you lit the embers that once were dead. Now life's promise of better days is a summer song so sweet. Cupid's arrow found its mark and gave you to me. Embers once dead now glow in the dark, for love has found its resting place gently in my heart. That one was written in 2012. Destiny. Perhaps it was faith, perhaps it was luck, perhaps it was the intervention of people we call friends. Perhaps it was the right timing of life's seasons for me and you. Perhaps somewhere so long ago, our paths were meant to cross. But detours slowed the course of a love charted on our maps. Maps that kept us on separate journeys, yet seeking treasures to unfold. Journeys met with hills and plains, and journeys filled with smiles and pain. Journeys of happiness to be gained. Perhaps it was faith, perhaps it was luck. Call it what you may. I say it was destiny. That was also written in 2012. Crazy in Love with You is the next one. I don't just dream about you. Thoughts of you bring heaven to my every waking hour. I don't just want to be with you. I want to feel all the fire of existence that I feel when you are near. I don't just need your kiss. I hunger for it, the way a spring rose craves sunshine and rain. I'm not just in love with you. I'm absolutely crazy about you. You are the best thing that has happened to me in a long time, and I am certain that what we share will only keep getting better. Crazy in love with you. In 2013, based on the things, the atmosphere of the country, I was inspired to sit down and write Broken Dreams. Dreams of sunny skies and bright horizons where birds freely fly and animals run wild, carefree and oblivious to hatred and wars. Dreams of a world where all are free, free to worship, free to speak, free to choose. A world where peace reigns supreme. Dreams of a time when all are one and our brothers' needs are our own, when love for each other is the norm. Dreams of a world where children play safe on the streets and neighborhoods, roaming safely if they choose. Dreams, yes, I have dreams. Dreams that have been taken away, dreams that have been broken. Broken by senseless crimes, crimes of greed and hatred, crimes, the signs of our times. Yes, I have dreams. Some say they come true, if only you wish hard enough. And so I wish for a sunny day where war plays no part and hatred and greed is removed from every heart. Real dreams, now broken dreams. That was written in 2006. And in 2005, I lost a very dear friend in a motor car accident, and I was inspired to write this one. So this one was dedicated to Gregory Maurice, who was a co-worker and friend, and it's entitled, When I Am Gone. Who will cry for me when I am gone? Who will miss me for the work I've done? Who will cherish each precious thought of a special bond forever gone? Who will smile as memories flow of days gone by, no more to be? Who will pause just to think how precious life ought to be? When I am gone from this here place, on to seek my Savior's grace. Don't cry for me, but cry instead for things not done that lie ahead. Don't miss me for work undone or things that should have been said. For my journey will only be complete when memories cherished are memories sweet. Thank you very much.
Let's give another round of applause for those original speakers. Now, it's the time of the program that I think, especially for tonight, it has to be the hardest. It's where we get an evaluation of our poets. And coming as our general evaluator for tonight is none other than Toastmaster Aniqua Strawn. Let's give her a round of applause.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Tonight I do have a hard job, but luckily, because the pieces were so nice and so heartfelt, we won't do the injustice of judging or, selecting a winner. I think all of the pieces were unique, and you shared a piece of yourself with us. You didn't have to. They were very personal. They were good pieces, and we truly appreciate you coming here to open up and share with us. From the session tonight, I would like to encourage all persons in the room to go ahead and support our upcoming speakers, poets, writers, such as the young lady that left the room, as well as T.T. and Vanessa Scott in the book Echoes of the Heart. So, and also, as well as Toastmaster Gabrielle Colley. I'm not sure if you do spoken word somewhere else. Can you tell the club where it happens so that we can support?
So there's spoken word Mondays, every second Monday and fourth Monday of the month at Travelers West, as well as Friday nights at Bistro Underground starting at 8. For Bistro Underground, it's a $5 cover charge, and Travelers West is free. So it's usually just an open mic, and I just go there often. So you have singers, people that rap, people that play instruments go there, and spoken word artists. So it's also a good evening if you just want to hang out. So you can go and support and then hang out as well.
Thank you. I also want to highlight the poetry brought to us by Toastmaster Renelle Pierre. There's a book, the Black Book. Is that for sale? Do you want to tell persons where they can get it from?
Yeah, I have a few copies of Black Pages. I have more at home. For me, it's not really about money. I just want to get the books in person's hands just so that Riddell's legacy and her words live on. I just had held the books from the time she passed from 2014. So I have a few copies here now, but of course, Toastmaster Rule and Madam President knows how to reach me if you need more books. But I do have some if you care to purchase for $10.
Thank you. We also had Toastmaster Garcia. Thank you very much for the poetry brought by Maya Angelou, Phenomenal Woman. You definitely did a wonderful job. Every time I hear that poem, it has a new spike to it, and you brought a new vibe to it. So thank you very much for sharing with us. Do you usually practice poetry or any writing anywhere else that you can tell us about?
Good evening again, Toastmasters and guests. I've never done poetry before. This is my first time. But I love poetry. I always did in high school. I just was always too shy to do it, But I'm really inspired by people like her, Danielle. The poem was really good. And when I started studying the Maya Angelou poem, I noticed that even Oprah had said this poem on stage. So this was even inspirational to her. So I was like, okay, well, I don't have to write it. I'll just say this one. But yeah, she did. And then Maya Angelou was really an activist for the Black community and stuff like that. So it really inspired me to be as good as she is. And now that I did that one, I'm going to continue studying those so that I can be better at it. But thank you for having me.
Toastmaster Troy Strachan, book from the book Black Angel. Do you also practice poetry, or is there anything that you want to tell the club about the poetry you brought tonight?
Black Angel is actually a book I'm working on. So the title of the book and poem is called Black Angel, which I did not recite tonight. But yeah, so it's really a book of love poems. Some edgy, and some a bit deep.
Good, thank you. When can we expect it?
Probably by the end of the year.
Launched. Okay. So you've heard. We also had poetry by Toastmaster Deandra Dorset. Yeah. Would you like to tell us if this is something that you do normally, or how can we support you
would inspire too. This poem actually was something that I wrote in the 12th grade when I
Had a little boyfriend.
I wanted a boyfriend, and I had a.
You had a dream of a boyfriend?
No, it wasn't necessarily a dream at that point, but to be honest with you, it was mostly of what my friends told me, because I hung out with a lot of, I can now admit, fast girls, and I was going based on that. And I like to express myself, especially being on the island. I expressed myself through writing, and everything that I kind of experienced or whatever else, I did that. But currently I do short stories, some poetry, but short stories and whatnot now. Basically to inspire my students and to get them out there. So that's what I do now.
Great, thank you. Can we all give the presenters tonight a round of applause? And can we top it off with some clips just to let them know that we heard them? Thank you all for presenting. Now I will not leave this lectern. The lexicologist definitely does not escape. So, Toastmaster LaShawn Edwards, can you please stand for your evaluation? You'll be evaluated by myself.
Oh, real life.
Yes, because it is a normal role of the Toastmasters program that can definitely be improved. We want to give you feedback on your role tonight. So Toastmaster Edwards, thank you for being our lexicologist tonight. Can everyone please give her a round of applause? Toastmaster Edwards, you came with a word, a wonderful word, and I'll ask you to repeat it.
And that, oh my God, I love this word, but it's so hard. Antithesis.
Right, we all have that problem, right? Thank you for bringing the word. You came to the lecture with much energy, as you always do. You brought a word that all tied our tongues or caused us to bite our tongues. You came, you gave the definition of the word, and you also asked members of the audience to figure out what the word was and to also use it in a sentence, so that was good. You came to the lectern, but I do not recall, and I could be wrong, I could be corrected by the audience, if you did state the purpose of the lexicologist tonight. Okay, you did. All right, just making sure that you did. All in all, it was a good session. We were entertained by the session and also the word, and we will try as best we can to use that word antithesis in the future. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you at the lectern again. Our table topics master, Toastmaster Vilda Chipman, will be evaluated by Distinguished Toastmaster Denison Balfour.
Thank you very much. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, please give Toastmaster Chipman a hand. Toastmaster Chipman, I appreciate the energy that you came to the lectern with. You were prepared. You asked a variety of questions, including a few on the theme of poetry. I appreciated that, and you led in the applause. You also remained cheerful throughout the session and kept the audience engaged. I don't recall, however, that you stated the purpose of the Table Topics Master. I stand corrected again. You did. However, I have one caution for you. I implore you to take control of your session. You are at the lectern. You are in control, and I'd say stay focused. This is not a discussion. It's table topics. So a question is to be asked, and to encourage speaking off the cuff, we have to ask the question first and then address a Toastmaster. I'll give you an example. We all know that DTM Vanessa Scott is extremely passionate about the Free National Movement. However, the question was already responded to. So the time for what DTM Vanessa Scott said, I feel fitted better in announcements. The question was effectively answered, and yes, she wanted to answer. She was jumping up and raising her hand, but you keep control and you let her know, stay in your lane. Don't mind that she called DTM. That don't mean anything. Stay in your lane and save your remarks for announcements. I enjoyed the table topic session, and I enjoy being on the pinnacle. Thank you.
I concur with the comment of our evaluator. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you at the lecture again. Thank you. Let's give a round of applause, even before. Come with me. Round of applause for the man who steered the ship tonight. We couldn't have done it without him. Our chairman, Toastmaster Trevor Lockhart. Toastmaster Trevor Lockhart, you did a phenomenal job, and this is not biased, but you did a phenomenal job as our chairman tonight. You came prepared, you came with the intention, and we could tell, to entertain the audience. You were innovative with your one-liners, although you lost. Next time, practice some more. But all in all, you did a wonderful job at keeping us entertained, at steering the course of the meeting, and keeping the meeting within time. I do not have any cautions for you, but should I have any, I would be sure to contact you and let you know so that chairmanship would be better, but I definitely look forward to seeing you again. Thank you very much. Do we have a grammarian's report tonight?
We do, although a very short report.
Okay, we'll have a grammarian.
Good evening again, Toastmasters and guests. The purpose of the grammarian's report is to encourage and commend the good use of language by speakers and other participants during the course of the meeting. And this is my very short report. I would like to commend everyone actually on the grammar tonight because it was really hard for me to find infractions. But I do have two. Our president, Toastmaster Lubin, Tree 33, and our DTM all 4 would have fitted better in announcements, would be more appropriate in announcements. Here is my report.
Thank you. Do we have an counter tonight?
Yes.
Toastmaster.
Thank you, General Evaluator. The purpose of the counter is to note and keep track of words and sound used as a crutch or a pause filler by anyone who speaks during the meeting. My report is as follows. No R's, no ums. Yes.
Really? I'd like to evaluate the room. You are all looking beautiful and smiling and handsome. And thank you for coming out to meeting tonight. We do have the flag. Looks a little bit tired, but we have a flag and we have a banner. Thank you once again for coming. I will now end with the timer's report.
Thank you, JB. The purpose of the timer is to monitor the time of each meeting segment for each presenter. My report is as follows. The meeting started at 6:30 p.m. The education session started at 6:52 p.m., ended at 8:03. The lexicologist session lasted for 3 minutes and 56 seconds. The table topic session lasted for 15 minutes. All speakers spoke within their time frame. The evaluation of the chairman lasted for 51 seconds. Evaluation of the lexicologist lasted for 1 minute and 5 seconds. Table topics master lasted for 2 minutes and 16 seconds. The time now is 8:20. Here, report.
Thank you, Mr. Tyler. Thank you. And I will now yield to the chairman. Thank you.
Great job, Yvonne. Let's give her another round of applause. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, I researched a study that said that people do not recognize songs if they are not sung. So I'm going to speak a song for you guys, and I need someone from the audience, as soon as you recognize what song I am reciting, to just shout it out. And obviously we know who this piece is referenced to, and it will be clear as I read. I'm going to read 2 verses of it. So as soon as you figure out where this comes from, you just blurt it out. I don't really need to look very much further. I don't want to have to go where you don't follow.
What's the song?
I will hold it back again. This passion inside me can't run from myself. I have nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, excellent job. Now, allow me to say something from my favorite motivational speaker. I don't know if you ever heard of him, but his name is Prince E.A. Now, I need everyone in here to take a deep breath. Now take a deeper one. I need you guys to lift your hands as high as you can. Now lift it a little bit higher. Now put it down. Did you guys notice that? I asked you to take the deepest breath you could, and you still had a little more in you. I asked you to raise your hands as high as you can, and you still had a little more reach inside of you. Let me tell you something about the number 100. Water boils at the number 99 degrees Celsius. It's over the top when it reaches 100. You see, a lot of people are operating at 99. See, what happens when water boils? Depending on who you are, if you're an egg, you get hard. If you're a potato, you get soft. How many games have we seen decided by one shot? How many races won by a nanosecond? Toastmasters and guests, here at Pinnacle Seekers, I'm telling you, you are at 99 degrees. Let's turn up the heat and get at 100. Let's do what we can and let's take it to the next level. Let's boil. Let's make the difference. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, it's been a pleasure to stand in front of you, to make you laugh, to inspire, as well as to listen to the poems tonight. I look forward to you calling me at any time to participate at this lectern. And thank you, Toastmaster Roll. I'd like to turn this lectern over to you. It's not that
heavy. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, I hope that you were as excited, enjoyed this meeting as much as I did. I sat at the back there, timing and trying to listen for crutches, which I did not hear any because I was so engulfed by all of the inspiring poets in the room tonight. I felt like a proud papa with the birth of his first child. I am so excited for the next poetry night at the Pinnacle, and I hope you are also. I now yield this lectern and thank once again our chairman, Toastmaster Trevor Lockhart. I almost said Strawn. Trevor Lockhart for an awesome job tonight. So give him a round of applause one more time. Our president, Toastmaster
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and invited guests. Good evening.